All right, I got to start with this. I promise I'm not a Facebook stalker, but I was trying to run you down, and I found your family's Facebook video after I guess you agreed to sign with the Saints, and they're all like yelling "Who dat?" and they're going nuts. Give me the story, man. Like, are you lifelong family Saints fans? Give me the backstory.
My family's been very, very big Saints fan since I was young. I've been a Saints fan also. So, when they presented that offer, when it was the best situation that to go to, and everything just ended up happening for a reason. And when that was the best place to go to, my family went crazy. They was very, very happy. So I couldn't ask for a better place, to go to.
It's so good, man. It's so like your family's not going to have to buy new gear either. Like for whatever team you're going to play for, they can just keep their Saints gear.
Yeah.
What was the draft experience like for you to go through 3 days, not knowing what's going to happen, and then obviously the disappointment of not hearing your name called?
It was kind of tough, because you're getting calls and teams saying they have you slotted right here, things like that. Have your phone ready. So once you those picks going on and you're not hearing your name called yet, it's pretty frustrating. But it's just extra motivation added to you, and just make you want to go out there and work harder.
What was there? You mentioned you had some calls during the draft. Was there a point where a team had told you, "Hey, we're going to take you here"? Like, was there a point where you thought your name was going to get called?
Yeah, when they got around like the fifth round, a few teams said they had me slotted at this point and, be ready, be on the lookout. So, when that pick came up, I was, by my phone and, just ready to get a call. And then eventually the pick go by and I'm like, man, I guess they went another direction with it. But, at the end of the day, I'm in a situation where I, couldn't be more happier. So, and I got to choose where I wanted to go.
Yeah. I want to talk about that in a second. But do you feel, one more on sort of like the pre-draft process, do you feel like not having a pro day or the chance to go work out for teams negatively impacted your pre-draft process?
I had a pretty good pre-draft process with the combine and with the NFLPA bowl game I played in. The biggest thing I think was not being able to go out and actually to the team's facilities and meet with them and things like that. Because I worked out for the teams at the combine, so pro day wasn't really a big deal. It was just, sitting down and having that interaction with the team so they could really get to know my personality. We could really get to understand each other. I think that was probably one of the things that probably held me back a little bit in the draft.
Malcolm Roach is with us, former Texas defensive lineman. I say defensive lineman because he moved around quite a bit, but he's now with the New Orleans Saints. So ultimately you decide to sign with the Saints. I know I've had so many of these conversations over the years, Malcolm, where like at the end of the draft ends and it's like 10 minutes, you've got to make your decision who you're going to sign with, right? I mean, it happens really fast. So what was that process like for you? Draft ends.
Oh.
Take me through that process that ultimately led you to New Orleans.
Well, me and my agent, we did a great job, getting ready for. We got ready for everything that could possibly happen during the draft. We got ready for hearing my name called. We got ready for going undrafted. So our plan B was if we went undrafted, about a month before the draft happened, we broke down every roster. We broke down all the rosters. We broke down, type of scheme they run, what kind of coaching staff they have, how many free agents usually has made the team since this coaching staff has been there. All those type of things, we broke down all that. So we knew we got to the point we did go undrafted, which we ultimately did. We could have a breakdown of which teams that were calling me. We'll just look at them and see where we want to go with it, things like that. So me and my agent did a good job of being prepared for, the unexpected. And when it did happen, it wasn't really a big panic. We just went to the board and, the teams that were calling, we put an X by them and looked at them, checked them out, things like that. And, so it wasn't really a big panic on our end.
Malcolm Roach is with us. So draft ends. How many teams called you?
Man, within about 20 minutes, I probably had to say I got a call from at least about 17 teams.
Wow. But I'm right. Like that goes quickly, right? I mean, that thing just as soon as it ends, it's boom, 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 right?
Yeah, it's immediately right when the last pick is called. It's immediate.
So you get 17 teams call you. At what point did you decide, okay, it's New Orleans?
Well, the thing about it, I think the teams are able to call when they run out of picks or something like that. So, New Orleans ran out of picks in the fourth round, I
Right.
have to say.
Right.
So yeah, so they ran out of picks early. So New Orleans was in touch with me like early, early the third day of the draft. So, we was in contact with each other. And they told me they wanted me, and they said see how everything goes, and you're gonna get called some other teams, but we want you, and then just tell us what the other teams are doing and things like that, and we'll get back to you. And went through that process of going back and forth with the teams and things like that. And obviously, New Orleans showed me that they wanted me the most.
Yeah. So I'm so glad that you gave us that sort of insight, that you sat down and you put up a list of all the teams that was the best situation. So you'll be able to like answer this really well. Okay, so why? What about New Orleans? Aside from the fact that you're from Louisiana and your family, you've been fans your whole life, but like, what about the roster of the organization made New Orleans the most appealing to you?
First of all, the defense that they run, pretty offensive. They like D linemen that's very versatile. They can play from 3 tech to the 5 tech to the 7. So being able to do that works in my favor. But just going on, they usually travel about 5 defensive tackles, about 5 defensive ends to each game, things like that. So you're gonna need depth in that defensive line room, and just going off past things, the money that they were for things, it wasn't a lot of guaranteed money that they owed a lot of the D linemen, things like that. Also going into, just looking how many free agents made the team, how many free agent D linemen usually make the team. I think last year was 2.
Yep.
Last year was 2. And then, also talking to one of my friends, LJ Humphrey. I played college ball with him, and he just told me, they really give their free agents a shot. You just not going to come in here and be a number. You really going to have a shot, come in here, show your work, because they don't care where you was drafted. If you could play ball, you could play ball. And, just going down the list, and everything was just adding up to make me say, okay, this may be where I want to go to, and, just try to start my career there.
I love it, man. Malcolm Roach for a couple more minutes is with us. Former Texas Longhorn, now with the New Orleans Saints. It's so true. Last year, we saw both Stallworth and Tuttle, a couple of undrafted defensive linemen, make the Saints roster. So, do you see yourself? And you said your versatility was key, and that makes a lot of sense. Do you see yourself playing more end or tackle in New Orleans?
The thing about it, it's really hard to say right now, because when I talk to the coaches and things, they just want me to learn both positions right now, because there's really no telling what will happen. Injuries, things like that happen, everything. So just being able to move around, play both positions, be ready when my number call. So I really don't know what position I'll be playing more in New Orleans. So I can't really tell you right now.
Couple more things for you. How are you staying in shape right now?
Right now, a lot of running, a lot of lifting, and also just, making sure I'm eating right. I'm down here back at home now. My mama cooking almost every day, so I got to push the plate away sometimes. She's been missing me for 4 years, and she been cooking every day. So you got to push the plate away, and, a lot of running, a lot of lifting, a lot of skill work.
It's not easy, man. Like when you got a nutritionist in college for 4 years making all your meals, and all of a sudden you're at home and it's like, hey man, here's some spaghetti and meatballs. Like, oh, hold on. I gotta watch that a little bit. All right, before I let you go, I gotta ask as well. Of course, we're all over Louisiana, man. Last year you had the LSU Texas game. What was that like playing against your home city school?
Oh, it was a crazy atmosphere,
Oh no! Wait! Hey, Malcolm, I'm sorry. Your phone dropped out there. Could you start over? All we heard you say was it was a crazy atmosphere. Then your phone dropped.
Yeah, you can hear me now.
Yeah, loud and clear.
Oh yeah, I just had to thank. It was a crazy atmosphere. I had to thank both fans on both sides of the field, for making it such a crazy atmosphere. But going and playing against guys, I've been knowing since I was, a little kid playing park ball and brick ball. So.
Yeah.
Playing against people like, Stephon Sullivan, Clydrick, me and Sadiq have been knowing each other for a while, things like that, Todd Davis. So being able to go out there and play against new guys like we did when we were little, You know, it was just something I couldn't ask for nothing better. You know, unfortunately we didn't get the win, but it was a great ball game. I think it was a ball game that you know, people remember for a long time.
Man, it was a pleasure, certainly, to be able to watch that game. And I mean, as an LSU guy, I'm kind of glad how it ended. You know, no hard feelings. But I'll tell you this much, man. The next time I see you on a football field, I'll be rooting hard for your team, man. Malcolm Roach, new Saints defensive lineman. Hey, man, congrats on a great career at Texas and on your decision to sign with New Orleans, man. We're looking forward to camp whenever they get to it, man.
All right, thank you.